Computer, please work. Okay. Um, oh my gosh, I'm so excited you're here.
Yay.
I'm trying to play it cool because I'm a Hollywood girl, and I'm cool, and I've made out with Peter O'Toole, so I should be able to handle you. But I was thinking, because you're a funny dude and I'm supposedly a funny girl, like, should we have a super serious podcast? And I was thinking what we should do maybe is connect visually, and then do a silent meditation for like 55 minutes.
I think that would be riveting for people. For sure. I'd imagine at the end of it, the only downside is people will be angry. It's like, what, the meditation's over so soon?
Yeah.
I want more.
Yeah. So, all right, let's just take a deep breath in together.
Mm-hmm.
Let it out. I can't even breathe.
Breathing isn't, it's not an essential part of deep breaths.
It's not. It's very overrated. I'm going to grab my bullet journal and I'm just going to, go through a few things here. So I have JP Sears on, honestly, Lisa, today. And he wrote How to Be Ultra Spiritual, which I've listened to a few times. And sometimes I can't tell if you're serious or not, which is weird for me.
Yeah. Because
I'm very dry. And so I'm like, is he drier than me? Because this is freaking me out, man.
I love it. Well, it takes one to know one, and sometimes I don't know either. Oftentimes, if someone asks me, "Are you serious or just humorous?" There, I'll be like, "Yeah, yeah," and maybe even both at the same time.
Yeah, I think so too, right? Because sometimes people take me so freaking serious. I'm like, well, it's kind of funny, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some truth in all jokes, and there is some joke in all jokes too. And depending on the joke or the video, whatever it might be, sometimes there's a proportion of 90% joke, 10% truth. Sometimes it's 50-50. Sometimes it's just all 100% truth, but there's a comedic voice there. Sometimes it's just all sincere, like 90% truth, 10% joke. So yeah, it keeps me guessing, like, wow, what was I serious? Just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, right, like humor is a way of dealing with the irony that's so painful sometimes in the world, I guess. I don't know. I've always been funny, not to my boyfriends, but in life.
Yeah, that's funny how that works.
Yeah, isn't it?
But not it's funny in a way that doesn't make me laugh or amused or happy.
No, sad.
Yeah.
It makes me want to cry sometimes that they don't find me funny. But that's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I've accepted it in a big way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a similar experience. My current girlfriend really thinks I'm funny. Amber. Yeah, that's why I asked her to marry me a few weeks ago, and she said yes. Yay.
Yes. Yay, congratulations to you and Amber.
Thank you. But my ex-girlfriend, she didn't think I was funny at all. And no joke, like she literally thought I was not funny. And so I broke up with her. By that, I mean she broke up with me. But I convinced myself she's a terrible person because she doesn't think I was funny. And that felt therapeutic to me.
And you know what? I think it's very therapeutic to villainize the people who don't really want to be with us. I think that's a good road to go down. I think,
And here's scientific proof that you're right.
Okay.
Because how dare they?
Yes. Right? Yeah. Right. I'm cool with being the victim because I know I am.
Yeah.
So I'm like, really, I'll open that up and unpack that in many ways. It's everyone's fault but mine. And because I'm me. So yeah.
That is so logical. Because I'm me, which absolutely, if that's the basis that makes you a victim, then it's 100% valid.
It is. And I know that because all my life, I'm 54, and all my life I've been really, really good at it. So I've perfected victimness to a great
Yeah.
degree. So, and it's comfortable to not take responsibility.
For sure. And hopefully we could even say the victim is who we think we are. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, doesn't that just
Truly.
open up some doors? It's not just like I I'm a victim of circumstance. It's no, who I am is a victim. That's who I am. So it makes it, I think, in a delightful way, it makes me so I'm unwilling to be anything other than a victim, because if I wasn't a victim, then it'd feel like who I am is dying.
Right.
And
And
I don't want
truly,
that.
right. And you know what? I am coming from, the great I am knows who I am. And so from that basis, we can be who we are.
Yeah.
And that for me is a victim.
Yeah. That's wow. It is biblical. What verse of the Bible was that you were just reading?
I think that use Euripides,
Yeah. That's
Euripides 12.
That's a good one. I like that part as well as the parts where people are killing their children. I feel very
Oh,
spiritually
yeah.
uplifted in those parts.
Me too. I have a 30-year-old daughter who is a Kundalini teacher. And
Mm.
sometime with her texts that she sends me with meditations, I feel that way. So I get it.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine how close to God you would get if you pushed her off a cliff
Oh my God. You know
and
what?
then said God told you to? Like, could
Yes.
you imagine your relationship with God and how spiritual you would be?
Well, meaningful that would be.
Yeah.
I have not come to that part of my self growth yet. Maybe with a little mushrooms and ayahuasca. I don't
Yeah.
know. I could, but I think, yeah, right. Then, right. Because God talks to me on a daily basis. Can
Yeah.
I,
In English too.
in English? Yeah. No, I do my chanting in Sanskrit, just, and I have a little bit of a Kundalini base.
That's
So,
And I like your humbleness of needing to tell me that you chant in Sanskrit. But you told me you chant in Sanskrit and English,
so
which is
yes,
great.
it is. Well, it's like Sanslinglish. I think
Yeah.
that's what they call it. Sanlinguish.
It's,
Something like that. That's it. I actually, it's funny because I've been doing like a chant recently that my daughter gave me, and I don't get it quite right, and it always comes out at the end, doo doo. And then I
it's,
laugh, and then I'm like, this is meaningful. Like if I say doo doo out loud 30 times a day, is that going to shift the Kundalini, and then I'm not going to get the benefit? Or if I commit to doo doo, will I get the benefit?
it's a good question. Well, my understanding is that Kundalini starts where your doo-doo comes out. So I think there's a super high correlation, like kind of full circle of life, Lion King, Elton John.
Let's grasp that a second. Your
Yeah.
Kundalini starts where your doo doo comes out.
Yeah.
Wow, JP, just saying.
Yeah.
This is why you are who you are. I come from the world of comedy into spirituality, and you actually come from the world of spirituality. It's over here, the world of spirituality, just so you know.
Apparently to your left. And by the
Yeah,
way, is that west? I just want to, because we might not be left and right synced up.
that is West.
Okay, comedy is west.
Comedy is
Wait,
West.
or spiritual? I'm already confused.
Okay, follow.
Okay,
Spirituality
is west.
is West. Comedy is right.
Okay,
East.
RCWL.
Yes.
Right,
Now I'm
comedy,
that. Yeah.
spirituality.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So because of that, and I hope everyone is following, you may want to take notes just because JP and I are so deep.
Very logical at this point.
Yeah. So we sort of meet in the middle. Of course, you're on right now. You're on an interesting success train. I find, or are you so spiritual that it just is?
Yeah, I like what is success, and it's like we're all one, so I can just deny what's actually happening in my life, I find. But I find it interesting as you point out, like I come from the spiritual West and you come from the comedy East, and we meet in the middle from different paths up different sides of the same mountain, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, like when I'm not in denial, I do feel very blessed, lucky, grateful, all of those things that I should feel. And I actually do for the level of success, whatever that word means,
Yeah, whatever
that I've
that
been
word
able to
means.
have.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing, isn't it? I think I've been in LA most of my life. I have watched friends zoom to success. I have watched others just go to success plummet. Some
Yeah.
just do a beautiful art and no one gets to see it except for a few of us. And I go, I think success is basically that you're nice to people. Like, is that success?
I like that. But one of the people I'd include in that for the definition of success is you have to be nice to yourself and other people. We all know the old saying, treat other people the way you want to be treated. It's like, yeah, I got that. But a lot of people I know are, including myself, it's easier. It's just, we'd rather treat other people well and ourselves like crap.
Like fucking impossible. Can I just say to you, that is a hard one to nail down because yes, it's just a hard one to nail down because, I don't think it's taking yourself to a spa. It's like the fucking comments in your head.
Yeah.
And
I find like those fucking comments in the head, the inner critic that just has endless material. I mean, it's like, how deep is your notebook? You have a lot of crap written about me.
Oh, for
all at my expense.
Yes, it's much more organized than I am, is what I guess.
It's even in alphabetical order. It's like, Jesus,
is.
I'm 36 and we're only on letter C.
Oh, just wait, JP, man. It gets deep and it gets rich. At 54, I am being humbled beyond what 5 lifetimes should be. So.
But I find part of the deal about being nice to ourselves is realizing, and I'll own it, I have an inner critic, and the inner critic is going to do what the inner critic does, which means it's going to criticize me. But I think how I respond to that is where niceness comes in. It's easy for me to get in the mindset of criticizing my inner critic, like getting mad at that and like essentially treating the part of me that treats me like shit. But I think niceness is like when I notice my inner critic, I'm nice to that part of me. It's like, yeah, I understand this is a very hurt, insecure part of me acting out in a way that's not vulnerable. So that's why it's telling me I'm no good. So I think that's one of the ingredients for being nice to ourselves is be nice to the part of us that isn't nice to us.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially I know for me when things are going really well. Like if I was marrying beautiful Amber and my career was doing really well, that would be the moment I would run to Big Sur and leave it all, in the past. But so I think it's a really interesting time of life for you. I mean, I'm quite a bit older than you. You're closer to my daughter's age, which blew my mind because I feel like there is no age and that you and I are contemporaries.
So you think I look old?
I don't think you look
That's
old.
why it's my feelings are hurt.
I think everybody looks my age because I look really youthful. That's my deal. Like I literally look at like a little old woman and I go, am I going there? Am I there? Do I not know I'm there? Am I there? Well, I got to say our interview is making me very sweaty and I don't know why. It could be the 8 cups of bulletproof coffee, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm actually on my 2nd cup of bulletproof coffee as we speak. So there is that, just this life or death response that my nervous system is under because I'm over caffeinated. So it could be the same thing happening.
It could be. That could be the inner critic. It could be speeding up the inner critic, organizing it, getting ready to charge at any moment. Maybe that's what bulletproof coffee is. And it's a bad, JP, we drink it to feel better, but it makes us feel over caffeinated, organizes our bad thoughts, which then makes us have more in order to work through them.
Wow.
I'm deep, right?
That makes me feel like I want a third cup of coffee. And yes, that is deep.
It's, you're going on a comedy tour, aren't you? Did I read that?
Yeah, I am. And yeah, so the comedy tour, the first small stage of it is scheduled East Coast, Brooklyn, Boston, Washington, D.C. So yeah, I'll be doing that. And it's in a way, a new adventure, but also in another way, it's an adventure that brings in some familiar threads with me. So, the not new part is I've been doing talks in front of people for many years now. In the past year and a half, a lot of speaking and performing comedy at different conferences and like just places where people gather, which is cool. And then I did my book tour this past spring, and when I was doing the book tour, I mean, to me, the idea of just like, hey, I wrote a book and let me act like I'm overly precious and read you parts of the book that you just bought, but I'll read it out loud so you can notice how bad I am at reading out loud. Like that just bores the hell out of me. So I was treating the book tour events as though it's just the practice ground for the comedy tour that I knew was coming up. And then the new adventure aspect of it, which is, it's the challenge / scary part, which therefore I think is the expanding part, is like, okay, it's being billed as a comedy tour, not a book signing. So like there's expectations, and then there's the whole thing of like, well, how do other people do comedy shows? And then the other thing about like, well, how can I get inspired by that, but not try to be influenced by that? Because I think what serves me best, and probably the audience best, is me doing things my way. So yeah, shit show, but I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh, geez, I should be opening for JP, man. I'm the perfect meeting of the middle for that. I should prime his audience.
And you and your background, is stand-up comedy part of your background?
Yeah, I was a stand-up on and off. I'm still a stand-up for 20 years.
Cool. So Lisa, thank you for being on my show today. So the next question for you, I'd love to ask your perspective, knowing my situation. Like I'm not a stand-up comedian, period. Like stand-up comedy is like one of the dimensions that is this weirdo named JP, and about my videos, my book. So I'm curious, if you were the wise lady that you are, giving me perspective on what you'd recommend for my comedy show, I'd love to hear it. Like, how would you go about doing this if you were me?
It's interesting because you're not playing comedy clubs, right? You're playing you're playing theaters, which is different than like a comedy club. I would say don't do it. Run, 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 run.
Cool. And I can imagine why, but can you tell me why?
Yeah, just because their expectation is that you'll be funny, and they're not necessarily hooked into who you are.
Gotcha.
Whereas a theater, they're buying tickets to see JP, and that's a much different situation. Yeah. So, but I would almost bill it as the unfunny comedy tour. That would be a mistake.
That made me laugh. So that might be something right there. The unfunny.
So because then I would say because to me, coming from that direction, right? And this is what I do for a living, right? So this is, so that's what I would do. I would sort of go, we're going to start off not funny whatsoever, which, of course makes them laugh. So that would be to be the most you, which is the most horrible thing I could say to you. JP, just be you. Just totally
I'll do that.
Let your inner critic, just ride roughshod on you. And before you get on stage, just go, I'm going to tell a story. So, I mean, that would be my theory. I also, too, would, seriously, not necessarily me, but I would almost go, do you need a primer? Check that out beforehand.
A primer is an opening act?
Yeah. Just somebody who can actually just get them warm for you, so you're not walking into cold.
Yeah.
you know, because it's different than talking at a conference.
Sure.
Yeah. So that would be that would be my 2 cents.
Man,
So,
I love that. I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah. So, right. Because I think what happens is, like, if I speak to a group of people and they're wanting my expertise, they don't expect me to be funny. Therefore, when I'm funny, they laugh like their asses off. But if I am going somewhere and they're expecting me to be funny, I better frickin' be funny, like, really fast.
Sure.
And usually that's not the case, like, always the case. But I just, say your truth every fucking moment. That's the only way to get an audience to love you.
Man, and I love that. Not only as advice for me and my comedy show, but just life in general.
Yeah.
For anybody. Say your fucking truth in every moment.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard thing to do because lately I've realized I don't think I think because I'm a pretty bold chickie that I'm saying my truth most of the time, but I'm so lying to myself. And then I just thought, am I lying to myself, or now am I being critical of my lying to myself? What is my truth? And will no one like me if I say it?
Yeah, and is my truth that I'm not saying my truth right now? Is that it? Is that good enough? Do I have to do more?
Right. I remember saying in therapy one time to my therapist, okay, so I've learned this, but I know I'm going to go back out and do it again.
Yeah.
But it's just going to look differently. And then all of a sudden I'm going to go, oh my gosh, it's the same thing again. I haven't learned a thing. I know nothing. So yeah, I don't know anything. I was so excited to have you on. I was so worried that, like, literally I don't know why. I think because you come from a world that I've been buried into, where a lot of my friends don't know about for the longest time. And so, whether it's my online marketing or trying to figure out who I am online, which is a whole new thing, figuring out who you are comically, that I did many years ago, and I have a pretty good idea of that.
Yeah.
And comedy is science to me. But figuring out who I am to put into the world, that's a whole nother world. So you started that. You started as a life coach, right?
I did. For the past 16 years, I've been doing emotional healing, client coaching work. And it was just at the beginning of this year that I finally let go of my one-on-one client practice. Just, it's easy to let go of crappy things to me, but hard to let go of something that's amazing and it served me well in so many ways. Yet there's I think, inevitably, to me, like, speaking life lessons so I can pretend like I'm wiser than I am. To me, the idea that we're gonna keep growing using the same means that got us to grow to a certain point, I think we got to let go of what's worked well for us if we want to keep expanding, like whatever expanding means to a person. I think the path that serves us will eventually disserve us if we keep our feet on that path. So yeah, a lot of opportunities and challenges and growth opportunities that just had my heart saying, like, yeah, let go of the client work. So yeah, I couldn't have possibly made this answer longer. You asked, you started off as a life coach, didn't you? And instead of saying yes, I said all this so I could feel more important about myself.
But those are the nightmare interviews. So tell me, you started off at yes.
Yes, that's correct.
And like, I lean in like that's going to help them, but no. So it's interesting talking about letting go. I find letting go to be probably the hardest thing in the whole world for me. Yeah. Like, I will hold on to a relationship like way longer than probably like a couple eternities. Like, I literally, it's way over. The whole world knows it. I know it, but I'm like, no. So I have been, this is interesting. This is interesting for me, maybe not for you.
Well, I'm glad you told me it was interesting for me, and that now you're retracting that statement. Like, maybe not for you, JP.
I have run my dad's a comedy radio company for 15 years and I own it. And we make comedy radio commercials, play all over the country, all over Canada too. That makes it bigger. And so, but because of social media, people have stopped advertising on radio.
Sure, I can
and
imagine.
It stopped, like, just stopped.
Really?
Yeah, like literally in March, I just stopped getting work. And I'm like, after our meeting today, I'm actually going on an interview at a temp agency.
Exciting.
I know.
Or not.
Or a nightmare.
But
I'm doing it.
Yeah, and here it is, whether we have to let something go or life seemingly takes it from us. I think they're both forms of letting go. I think the more stubborn we are, which I am very stubborn, oftentimes life, which I think is a force of nature that's somehow always working for us, even though we oftentimes judge it to be otherwise. So if we're not letting to let go of something, yeah, it'll make us let it go, seemingly beyond our control. So here you are letting go of what had been serving you well, the comedy radio commercials, and off into the abyss of what's next.
Yeah.
And to me, that's exciting. To me, it's, when I'm in the position, it's scary, hopefully exciting as well. But, the unknown is the greatest mystery.
It is. It's a fantastic, scary, exciting time for me. I'm like, A, how do I make a living? B, now my daughter has to pay her cell phone bill, finally. And C, I have no idea what's coming next. And what I love is, and maybe you know this, I'll say to friends, they're like, what are you going to do? And I go, and they're like, okay, well, let's organize this. And I'm like,
we're starting with two hands out to the side, raised in the I don't know posture. Let's organize all that material.
Yeah. I'm like, so I've made people laugh my whole life. I'm a super seeker. Yeah. And I have not a clue. And I don't like giant success.
Yeah.
I'd like to try that just for a minute, but I've done really well in Los Angeles, just having like the good, like enough. I'm the enough girl. And so now I'm like, all right, let's just see what the other is like. And then I'm like, well, the minute you say that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just want to interview people and laugh with people and challenge thoughts, for myself and others. Like, that sounds like you're life coaching me all by myself.
Yeah, that's what I get paid to do nothing, which means other people are coaching themselves, and that's the most valuable thing to give people. But yeah, to me, you brought in the 3 C's: creativity, connection, and what the hell was the third one? I was at least making it up in my mind as you were going. Curiosity. Connection, creativity, and curiosity. So you want to talk with people, interview people. To me, that's connection. And then you also have the comedy. That's creativity. And then the curiosity of looking beyond the certainties of life. So I don't know. I think what I'm billing as the 3C philosophy that I just heard from you, I think that's a wonderful guiding light.
Yeah. It's just expensive to use that in LA. So I may have to go to Austin.
Austin's cool. I was just in Austin.
Yeah, today I saw that because my boyfriend is from Austin and we've been thinking about moving to Austin.
Wow, Amber and I are now thinking about moving to Austin.
Really?
So weird. As soon as the wheels of the plane touched down on Friday, when we landed, I said something about maybe we should think about moving to Austin. She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "I think so." And then there are all these synchronicities just kept happening. Not to mention the tribe of people we were with in Austin are just like amazing people that felt so beneficial to be around. And then it was Amber's first time in Austin, and I've been to Austin a couple other times, but it's always business, never like free time to just soak it in. But soaking in Austin while we're taking care of business. It's just such a beautiful place, beautiful people, beautiful art, creativity.
Yeah.
I would dare say it's a high vibe, high consciousness place. My girlfriend was loving it, and also we're finding like where she's been living the past 4 years is Costa Rica, where I've been living the past almost 4 years is Charleston. And Costa Rica is great, but it's not for me to live there. And she thinks Charleston's great, but she's recently been feeling like, I don't know, it's probably not for me to live. But obviously her and I being together is our highest priority. So now wow, Austin, maybe.
Yeah.
And then
right?
here you are thinking about moving to Austin.
Yeah, it's funny because, and now you and Amber will be my friends in Austin, so don't worry.
We should totally move in together.
We should totally
in
move
a
in
studio
together.
apartment.
Yes. Yeah, and you know what? I think we should have, of course, one bathroom for the four of us. And,
if that many.
Yeah, I'm Jewish though. That would be important to me that we do Shabbat every Friday night. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, so I'm definitely willing to commit to it.
Okay, all right, good. So, and I'm a boo Jew. You just love it, or Jew-boo. So yeah, so
it's a great sounding word.
Yeah, so the four of us will live together in Austin. Oh my God, JP, my life has changed. You mean funny now? Like I'll just go online and I'll say to everybody, "I'm moving in with JP and Amber."
I think it'd be a great strategy.
Yeah, I think that would help my numbers.
It'd be awesome if it does.
And so I'm good with it. Wow, we have really tackled my life.
Yeah.
We're almost like feel a little bit of that savior feeling. Just saying, and have more bulletproof coffee.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about your tour. By the way, I want to
thank you.
I want to hear all about it. I would literally go, "Hey JP, could you just call me and give me a rundown the next day of how it went?" Yeah.
And well, I'd be happy to. I'm excited for it, challenged by it, and that's why I like it. I don't like to just redundantly do things that I've quote unquote mastered. I like to continue to challenge myself.
Yeah. It could be funny if you were like, I just want to lay in bed like Willy Wonka's grandparents for the rest of my life.
Yeah. What nobody really talks about with that movie is there's these two very old married couples all sleeping in the same bed together. Yes. So we didn't really get to the bottom of, aside from them laying there, what else happens?
Right. Did they all spoon together at night? Everybody was like, turn right. And they all just that's creepy. And is Uncle Joe behind Uncle Maury?
Yeah, I don't know. But I think, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, what the movie was really about is what it was not about, portrayed through what they showed you. It's really all about what they didn't show you.
Yeah, which is magical.
Yeah, thus the whole purpose of the movie is to get you in touch with your own chocolate factory inside, which is metaphorically your imagination. It's where the sweetness of life comes from.
Exactly. Or are we going back to the Kundalini doo-doo moment?
Yeah, and how are they not all the same thing?
They are all the same thing. Whether it's the Wizard of Oz or Willy Wonka or Shabbat. Or some sort of ceremony experience, I think they're all driving towards the same exact Walmart, is my thought.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, anywhere where they drive you towards a symbolic expression of slave labor, I think is wonderful.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Right, with a greeter, which would be God at the door.
Yeah.
I do think Walmart is close to heaven. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't mean to sound pretentious, Lisa, but I prefer Target over Walmart. In fact, I know. Amber and I were in Target a couple days ago, last week, and she was shopping, and I had an epiphany. I'm thinking about slave labor and how like, wow, this sweater that I'm holding is probably made by like a 5-year-old child. That's bad. And then I started thinking, is it? What if, what if it's actually better to have the younger the child, the better. So it's like, oh, the 5-year-old made this sweater. I want a 2-year-old making my sweater. It's like veal of the fashion world.
Oh my God, you're right. Feel
It's
of the
so
fashion.
luxurious and so much more
Yeah.
veal like to have a younger child
Yeah,
make your sweater.
right. The younger the child, the better. And you're just helping the world go round. Honestly, like getting me in a Walmart would be like getting my cat into her little box. Like it
Yeah.
will never happen in a million years, even when I'm in an RV touring the country, it will never happen in a million years. But yeah, and you know what? I have issues with that stuff too. I was just saying, there's the whole thing right now. Can we just, and you've done videos about this, can we just discuss the idea that bone broth is really good to heal your stomach? And then
Let's discuss a way. We'll get to the truth of all truth about it.
and then a plant-based diet is really healthy for you. So I am so confused. And
Mm.
I was saying to my boyfriend last night, I go, and then to eat meat is good for me, they say now, but at the same time it's destroying our world. It's
Yeah.
I can't deal with all of it anymore. Can't. I can't.
And I think the message I just heard you say is when we listen to other people tell us what our truth is, we'll go crazy because we'll have many different people telling us the exact opposite thing is true for us. Plant-based eating is good for you. Bone broth eating, meat eating is good for you. A little bit of both is good for you. So I think what all those sources have in common is one, they're all full of shit because they're not coming from us.
Right.
They're other people's quote unquote truths. And by truths, I just mean their belief. And I think the more certain they feel about their beliefs, the more they're willing to call their beliefs truths. So they're full of shit because they're not necessarily our truths. So funny thing about people, in my opinion, is we're not all the same. So I think the idea that we should all eat exactly the same thing is some sort of utopia fantasy that would be boring as hell.
Yeah,
You know,
right?
you look at Eskimos that live in northern Alaska who would literally have nothing to eat if they were just trying to eat plants. So winter, no plants are growing, so they eat like 90% fat and protein animal meat. And amazingly, they're in amazing health. And then people who live more around the equator, I'm talking like native people, they're eating more of a plant-based diet. So it's funny how some people can be in amazing health eating the exact opposite things. So I might just be stupid, and I definitely am. But my conclusion is we're not all the same. And if someone's trying to treat us like we're all the same, they are full of shit.
Yeah, exactly. I was vegan for a long time. I don't do well on a vegan diet. Like it just doesn't do well for me. But I have immense, guilt about eating meat.
That's good. I like that. You don't have the inconvenience and the boredom of just eating vegan, but you have the guilt of eating meat while you eat milk. So eat meat. So that's like, yeah, the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's sort of a very Jewishy sort of way to go. But I think I eat meat, but I feel bad about it.
That's good.
That's a whole religion.
That's enhanced meat eating. The last thing you want to do is eat meat and feel good about it.
Yeah, it's funny because when I read your book or I listened to your book, I'm like, is he eat meat? Does he not eat meat? Does he eat meat? Is that what you want from us? Do you want us in every chapter to go, does he do ayahuasca? Does he not do? Is he a pothead? Is he not a pothead?
Yeah.
In between, like, I can't figure this out.
Yeah, I love the questions and I love the confusion. I do. In fact, when online, if I see someone comment, they say, JP, are you a vegan? Usually comment back and say, no, I'm Caucasian. And so I do eat a strict vegan diet. and I eat a meat eating diet simultaneously.
So you're me.
Yes.
Ah, that is so weird. We look very much alike, so I think that makes sense.
We're both apples on the same apple tree, and the apple tree is what makes the apples the same.
It does, because everyone is very different in the same way,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
I like it when people advocate like, yeah, you need to, don't be just like everybody else. Be yourself. Well, being yourself makes you just like everybody else who's trying to be themselves. So I
Yeah,
say, why not be unique by trying to be like other people?
I think so too. I think that's my goal in life. I'm just going to try and mirror everyone I see. Can you imagine a whole day of that? Like just mirroring everybody you see. That's an exercise and a half. I'm going to teach that to my tribe. There's only,
The,
I'm it, but
but there's strength in words that sound like numbers. Tribe. Sounds like
it
there's a
does.
lot of numbers
Yeah.
behind that.
Yeah, I'm creating a tribe online. I have a membership. I have a group site. I have my Facebook group.
Oh, the Facebook group. Good.
Yeah, there we go. That's the Facebook group. I have a Facebook group and it's only women and I've had it for years and the only time they respond is when I have something awful happen in my life. If I say to them, "How are you guys? Are you having a good day? Tell me some great book you're reading." Cricket silence. If I go, "I don't know what I'm going to do for a living and my life is just over." They're like, "Lisa, talk to us. Here's some ideas." And I just go, "Why do they only like me when I'm sad, pathetic?" Like that's my tribe, man.
Yeah, that's sounds like a supportive tribe.
It
I
is.
don't know about like uplifting, but like, yeah, if you, we're here to support you when your legs don't work. But if your legs work, like, see ya.
Yeah, we don't really
We'll come
care.
back later.
Yeah, make us laugh. Please fall down and then like show us because we loved that. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's funny. A lot of people, including parts of me, really only find a sense of purpose when something's broken and we can fix it. And I think that's one of the plights of self-sabotage that I think is part of the human condition. We create problems so we have something to solve. And if we're not attached to like a bigger sense of purpose and like re-engaging with that consciously on a super regular basis, then we find a sense of purpose through problem solving, which means, wow, if my sense of purpose comes from problem solving, then the last thing I want is no problem because then I have no purpose. So let me create some problems so I have more of a sense of purpose,
that makes my stomach hurt, man. But I
says
think
my inner saboteur.
yeah, I think I wrote this morning because I said I'm interviewing you today, and I said I'm trying to figure out what's possibly gonna go wrong. Maybe I will just get really busy to distract myself so then I'm late for the interview and therefore I can go see.
That's and that's a good strategy too.
I'm like the art I have taken the art of self-sabotage to like new beautiful levels. Like
That's yeah, let me not show up so nothing can go wrong.
yeah, exactly. Let me not get into the world. So when do you have people ask you this? Are you going to non-answer this? When are you getting married?
Yeah, I will non answer it. I'm
Okay.
happy to. Dates yet to be finalized, but right now we're looking at May, possibly June 2018. So I guess that would be in the next 9 months ish or so. 6 months? I don't know. 9 months.
Wow, it's so funny. So when I saw that you started dating Amber, I was like, "Oh, I hope he doesn't lose his sense of humor now." Like
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
literally I like and then I was like, "Oh, she's so pretty. I just don't like her at all. She is going to be terrible for him." Like I am not on board with this. This is a bad road. This is awful. And then she was so likable. I was like, "This is annoying." So like human and falls down and is likable. I can't even stand that now I like her.
Yeah, I hate how I enjoy her.
Yeah, I was
Mm.
like, really? Amber just became so likable. I was like, this is crazy. I did not want to like her. I wanted to stay in my judgy place and just go, she's
Yeah.
perfect with a good body. I'm done.
Yep.
But
And she's mean. She hurts. But yeah, she's like a stone that I sharpen my sword of humor with, because when she laughs, when she's amused by me, like it adds fuel to the fire. Like I want to keep going because I'm really needy and I like her attention. And when she's laughing at me, I have her attention. So yeah, I get a lot of, I would say, humor stimulation from her. That's one of the ways we connect, not the
yeah.
only way. Whereas, but sometimes I cross the line. I definitely
But
do that at
how
times.
does that happen? I don't get that. But
Well, so a specific way it happens with her, Amber is vegan. So I've been making vegan jokes since before she was in my life. So, and she knows that. She knows, and she's got a sense of humor. She's not like one of the like rageful vegans. Like there's rageful, any kind of like
yes,
people, including rageful vegans. So she's lighthearted vegan, but still, like I went through a phase where I was just making fun of like the vegan substitutes. So like, let's eat a cucumber and slice it up and pretend it's pepperoni, even though like it's
I
clearly
think I
not.
remember that. Yes.
Yeah, and like let's use a cucumber and dip it in hummus and use a cucumber for like a chip.
I think you made
It's
a
like
cucumber pizza with a cucumber crust with like a cucumber cheese and a cucumber. Yeah.
cucumber sauce. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that video was a culmination of it. But when it was just Amber and I, after probably 2 months of it, that style of joke just got old to her, which I totally get. And she was like, "Are you getting like passive aggressive with me?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I appreciate knowing that this doesn't feel good to you anymore." Saying the same joke in a different way for the 10,000th time. So
Right.
that's an example of how I might cross the line with her.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could see that that would be of issue. I tend to be with very funny men, not necessarily comedians, but usually actors,
Yeah.
musicians, but usually really funny dudes that are much funnier than me in life. I'm not funny. That's Violet. I'm not funny in life. She doesn't have a tail because I like things slightly wounded.
That's good. Let's just remove your ability to express your emotions, Kat, because I lost my ability to express emotions years ago.
Yeah. Somebody just said online, if you didn't like La La Land, you are a very cold person without a heart. And I'm like, 30 years of auditioning, I'm very cold without a heart.
I know, I bet.
So I was like, but where was I? Oh, we were talking about funny, right? If with Amber, right, what's crossing the line? It's interesting because I think sometimes they will cross the line in the humor, and because I'm one of the guys kind of girl, because
Yeah.
like I'm with stand-ups all the time, or they think they can like go so far, and I'm like, that was inappropriate.
Yeah.
And then they're like, where did that, how did that? And I'm like,
I thought I could abuse you under the guise of humor because you're funny too.
yeah. And it's like, no, that was just over the top and that was hurtful and that made me feel bad. And so, yeah. So, I mean, it's an interesting thing. It's good though, because the cucumber joke only had like a certain amount of length, anyways.
That's true. I thought I was going to get like 5 years worth of material out of
A
the
cucumber.
cucumber joke.
Look, the cucumber and the cat thing has been going on for years. So, why wouldn't you? Like, look, if a cat is scared of a cucumber still video still makes people laugh, then you could probably get 10 years out of cucumber jokes.
I would think so. Speaking of, no, it kind of like is a different subject, but I'll pretend like there's a connection so I
Okay.
can feel more coherent.
Okay.
Cucumber cat video bridging to fainting goat videos. Have you seen
Ah,
those?
yes.
What do you think?
I don't know if that is nice to the goat. If the goat, although at first I always laugh at stuff and then I go,
Yeah.
uh, uh-oh. I don't know if that's nice.
Yeah,
I,
I think it's inducing a lot of like emotional trauma on the goat while being very amusing to everybody that's not the goat. And anyway, the reason why I asked is in the past couple of months I've seen some fainting goat videos. I'm like, I'm unexplainably amused by this.
Right.
I don't know why. And, they're kind of going around. So I have a video coming out tomorrow called If Fainting Goats Were People. And it's like the first video I've done where even I look at it and say, there is no underlying message here. There is like no depth to this. And like, I'm so biased. All my other videos, I'm like, yeah, there's a deeper underlying message. And some people are like, yeah, sure there is, JP. I was like, no, there is. But with this one, even I can't fool myself. I was like, no, I just had this idea. I didn't want to have the idea because I don't know, it's just in a way a stupid video that'll hopefully be funny. But it's like when I get a creative idea, when I know the feeling of inspiration, it's like I can't not do it. Even if I don't want to do it, I can't not do it.
See, I think funny just for funny's sake, for no message sake. And I'm a funny message person too.
Yeah.
But I think funny for funny's sake, look, it's really funny sometimes when things are just I've done this commercial many, many times where someone hears about a car and faints, and it's just freaking funny on radio because you just hear the crashing. And then the doctor comes up and goes, what happened? And then they tell the doctor, and the doctor faints, and then someone else rushes up. And it's just, so I think funny just for funny is funny. Like, why not? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Funny, it's not something, what I'm hearing from you, I love the lesson here. Funny isn't something you have to apologize for. It's not going to hurt anybody. You don't have to justify it. It's like, yeah, nobody's ever been told by their doctor, you need less funny in your life. You need to laugh less.
Stop
like,
laughing.
Wow, if it was just funny, that's a good thing.
Yeah, funny is funny. I want to see, now I'm curious to see the fainting funny video because that means that everybody has to fall down. It's a little Chevy Chase and could be a little dangerous in that video. Did you put no one was hurt making this video?
Yeah, like ask your doctor if pretending to be a goat and fainting and falling down is right for you.
I do like the goat hopping on, like the hopping up goat things.
Yeah.
But animal videos, I think, are what the internet was invented for.
Yeah.
Like, I literally think funny animal videos could save the world.
I agree. And I dream of the day where there's no more people on the internet. It's just funny animal videos.
Yes.
And when I think about that, I think there might actually be some truth in that. Like if I was guesstimating, I'd say 95% of what's online is just inherently like not uplifting. It's either like terrible news that just makes you scared. It's not usable, doesn't change your life. There's nothing to like practical to do to better yourself or the world from it. It's just like, here's something to be very frightened of that you'll pay attention to.
Yeah,
so will frighten you.
Right.
Or it's porn, or it's just like all this just noise.
Right. Or it's a spiritual quote.
Yeah. It's all that crap. That's probably 95% of it. But if it was just like animal videos, the internet, I think, would actually be a much more uplifting place.
I do too. Like just animal videos. Like I belong to the Facebook bunny group. It is brilliant to watch a bunny yawn. It is uplifting and probably better than meditation for me.
Like that. I don't think I've seen a bunny yawn.
Oh, it's so good. It like literally its little teeth it's like all you see are 4 little teeth, and then you just go, it makes it like a person because it's tired. Bunnies get tired. And
I can empathize with that.
Yeah. And then, I think that everybody should join they should go to your YouTube channel. Oh, here we go. Watch this.
This feels like a seamless transition.
Yeah, this is why they pay me the big bucks on advertising. Good. So go to the bunny channel, and then don't forget to check out Awaken with JP. And then there's Ultra Spiritual. Watch, look at this. I can't really read my writing. Oh, How to Be Ultra Spiritual by JP Sears. That's what they should go. And they should use my Audible link if they want, honestly.
I think they should. I smell a little commission coming in, and I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, nothing wrong with making money, making people laugh, and being spiritual.
I agree
Just saying.
100%. There is nothing wrong with that unless someone makes more money than I do. And then I see they're just being greedy and selfish.
If it makes you feel better, I think you're making more money than me right now.
Nice.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
that
that actually, that made me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I've
This
been
is
doing
good.
comedy a really long time, and you're doing better than me. So you should feel great.
Thank you. And I can only imagine how much worse you feel, which then actually makes me feel even greater.
Because that is the whole point, right?
Mm,
I'm a woman. If I can just serve you and let you make more money than me doing comedy, then I have done my
yeah,
job as a woman.
I agree. Do they pay women in comedy nowadays?
They don't really have to. Honestly, they don't need to pay us unless we're
Yeah.
talking about sexuality and how slutty we are. Then they
Ah,
pay us for comedy.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So if we talk about anything deeper than that, no, don't pay us. And actually,
Yeah.
don't put us on the bill with more than one woman unless it's a woman show.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, even women's shows, my opinion, they have too many women.
They do, right? You need some men in the women's shows in order to make it
Yeah.
valid in the world.
Yeah, Tim, valid and valuable.
Invaluable. So that's JP, you are awesome. I'm so glad you came and you joined me. And I don't want to take up too much of your time. I I have a few questions. I want to like throw out there. Should take about 2-3 hours. We could just
Yeah,
keep going.
I'm ready to start this
Yeah,
podcast whenever you are, Lisa.
yeah. So I do like a verbal Rorschach test at the end of my um podcast. That's what this is.
Yes.
And so I'm just going to pick words out of the air because I didn't prepare for it at all because I feel
Hmm.
like you shouldn't prepare for life because it's just silly.
Hmm.
So, or as my mother would say, God would be laughing. And so here we go. All right. Tacos.
Yeah, and you said Rorschach thing.
Rorschach?
I
Yeah.
don't understand what that word means or
Oh,
what I'm supposed to do with tacos.
you
And I
just,
feel like I'm killing the momentum of
no,
this
no.
game,
Oh,
which
okay.
makes me feel actually like I'm in
You're,
control.
you're in control. Damn it. You're good.
Men
You're
in
better and
comedy.
faster than me. All right. So you just say the first word that comes to your mind. I didn't really explain it well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So,
You didn't. You
all right. So
didn't.
forget that I said taco. Okay.
Wait, so was that the next word? Forget that I said taco?
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Levi's.
This weird redheaded kid that I actually I have red hair too, but this weird redheaded kid that I went to high school with. So it comes
Oh.
up with Levi.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, love.
Love. Amber.
Oh, I thought Amber for you too. We were
Thank
just
you.
connected.
Did I think that or did you think that thought in my head?
I think I thought that thought in your head, which you were thinking that I
Makes
would think.
sense.
All right. All right. Peanut butter.
Mm, Peter Pan.
You were such a good consumer there, or was as a
Thank you.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to think unless you're thinking it for me,
Yeah.
or what. Like I realize I'm free to think what advertisers want me to think.
Yeah. Because
Therefore, Peter Pan.
what's came into my head next was Carnation Instant Breakfast.
Yeah, what I should buy right now.
Yeah, because it's super good for you. Anything in the middle of the grocery store is really where
Yeah,
you should get your healthy food. Just saying.
yeah, and especially if it comes in powder form,
Yeah.
that's like just
Yeah.
vital. But nature
But
grows a lot of powders.
it does. It does. So what you could do is you could get like Carnation Instant Breakfast and put that in your bulletproof coffee instead of like a protein powder. Just saying.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'd be better.
yeah. Uh, um, I have no more words. Tires.
Zephyr, he's my dog.
Aw, I think Zephyr's cute. You have a cute dog.
Yeah, thank you. He just had his 13th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's
Wow,
a good boy.
13. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to go where my brain just went. All right, moving on. And then the final question is I asked this to everyone. So I don't know if you watched the Actor Studio where he would ask people their favorite swear word, and then Barbara Walters always asked people their favorite tree.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so mine would be, and I think I'm going to try not to know the answer to this ahead of time since we're so in sync. Um, What is
Justin Timberlake.
Oh my God. That is crazy. That is crazy. I can't believe you knew that. So that's your favorite bush.
It is.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a new bush,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
And I think what is Justin Timberlake is everything that a bush symbolically stands for.
I think so too. God, man, you are so profound. I
Mm.
literally bow to your incredible profoundness. And yeah, you guys should go look. I think on Amazon, if you use my link, you can find Justin Timberlake bush. Timberlake.
But Justin Timberlake.
Those are good
Timberland?
shoes. I like
Yeah.
Timberlands, which you can also get on Amazon. Just
Yeah, I use those when I'm planting bushes all the time. They withstand mulch that I
they
bought
do.
at Lowe's so
Yeah.
well.
So good mulch. We are just like
Durable.
one commercial after another, which just means all advertisers should pay us money
I
to
think so.
advertise.
Would you like us to incoherently talk about your product or service in a way that doesn't actually cast a good light on you?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'd like that.
because weirdly that works in advertising.
It
So,
does.
JP, you are amazingly wonderful. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for coming on. Honestly, Lisa.
Oh, you're welcome, Lisa. I so appreciate you having me, sister. You are a delight.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You and Amber have a beautiful day and enjoy. And I'm going to hit unrecord. So we hit unrecord.